Hello everyone. I'm gonna make a video here that is somewhat of a futile attempt, I know, to document the ravaged condition all of my personal effects and belongings were left in by Trooper Gabriel Testerman, whose card you can see here, badge number 196, during a search that occurred after I declined consent and was done anyway under absolute false pretenses, and I'm in the process of taking all the steps necessary to rectify that. But we're going to start with this video. The console here, I mean, all this stuff was basically like kind of on my seat and all, so I just threw it in there. Just, you know, I had to get it somewhere safe just to drive away. But where it really gets bad is right here. It's hard to see with this lighting. All of these blankets and towels and stuff were stacked on my seat underneath this pillow because for my dog, and also because I work in the oil fields, and I just need a place to kind of keep stuff because I semi sort of live out of my vehicle like a lot of transient workers do. My glove compartment was completely emptied. So instead of systematically doing the glove compartment, putting things back in, and then maybe working on other areas, everything was just dumped together. Everything, some of it was on the seat. I had to, you know, move it for my dog. Here's stuff that was in the glove compartment, ponchos, gloves, stuff that was under the seat, like gloves in case I ever get a flat tire, you know, my registration and stuff, maps. Here's, what the heck are these called? The medical gloves that I keep in my glove compartment for years. And I do that as a good Samaritan because this way, if I'd ever need to render medical assistance, if I came up on an accident of any sort, or there was ever, you know, anything, a shooting, a stabbing, anything, I have those, even if it would mean helping out anybody, a civilian, law enforcement, because that's what good guys do. But you see, if you look at that mess. But you see, if you take a multi-state trip and you provide that information voluntarily because you have nothing to hide to Trooper Testerman in the state of Wyoming, you are automatically profiled as a drug runner, even though you have a CDL with hazmat, which means you have completed and passed a background check. And even though your insurance is good, your registration is good, and you basically, like I think I already said, have a perfect criminal record, which they can see on the computer. You have prior military experience, including basically I was an MP in the reserves, and he knew that because I have stickers on the car. We talked about it. Tyrants just don't care. Now this box and this box here is I keep stuff in here because, like I said, I kind of live out of my vehicle. You got to have your stuff with you when you're far from home. So it's miscellaneous stuff, but it was semi-organized and put in here, and you know, I mean, you know, you could see that right there is just, you know, not how anybody would have it. Things were stacked and kind of, you know, in a proper kind of way, so it made sense. But as they dug through it, they just left it however it was, and the bottom box is pretty much just as bad or the same way. We'll get to these clothes when I get to the other side. They undid my sleeping bag, which of course makes sense because, you know, I'm sure if I was a drug runner like they basically treated me like, while I had to sit in the back of the car during an unconstitutional search, you know, people could hide stuff in the sleeping bag. Here's a plug kit and some other stuff, some mechanics wire, my jumper cables, all of which, hold on a second. All of which I kept neatly stowed away in this compartment here for safekeeping and for, you know, in case anything happens on the road. Jumper cables, plug kit. I also have a pump that I use, tire pump, in case I need to, you know, fill up a tire that I had a plug on my vehicle or someone else's. So you see, everything's out here. Now I told them to leave it out because I need to put it in a certain way because the amplifier there gets hot. So I will admit that I told them to leave the stuff out of there, but considering how they did everything else, there was no way they were putting it back anyway, and if they would have, it would have been a complete disaster. That it would have been more work to redo it than for me just to do it because of how they treated everything else. So this stuff here, I mean, here's like a thing I keep just for emergency. Look at this. Look at this. They open and rip the box, so I can't even, you know, They opened and ripped the box in case, even if I wanted to return that now, of my tire inflator. They went through all this stuff that I keep just in case of an emergency, even in case I'd ever have to help law enforcement because I was an MP. I have a rain suit with reflective gear in case there was ever a bad accident in really bad weather, and I was in a rural area where law enforcement sometimes actually does ask people to help out, but nothing matters. None of that matters. Nothing matters to tyrants. Being a good citizen, going your whole life without ever having any arrests, anything. Now look at this. These clothes were ripped out of this duffel bag that I use to go in and out of motel rooms when I travel. Now look, this shirt, of course, you know, I'm a type A personality. This shirt was all folded up real nice. Look at it now, and of course that stuff was just thrown about. Now look at this box. I put boxes in there inside the duffel bag. You know, repurpose these boxes, and that sort of, you know, helps kind of compartmentalize things and organize things. This is the exact way that this was left. And remember, I had to put half of this stuff back in the vehicle, and as I did so, I made a, you know, quick, somewhat, you know, effort to actually kind of, you know, put things together in a better way than they were. But look at this box. The box was just ripped out of there. This is how they left it. Look, I got a can of beans here that was from there, and my stuff that was folded is just all crinkled up. It's just a complete mess because if you go on a road trip and you go to many states and you go to national parks and then you offer that information to somebody like Trooper Gabriel Testerman, he told me his cause was that my story was strange, and I said, yeah, my life is strange. I'm trying to do the best I can in a bad economy. So because I guess Trooper Testerman thinks that going on a multi-state road trip to see the country while you're between truck driving oil field jobs is weird, then because I offered up that information, because I was talkative, because I wanted to cooperate as much as possible, that basically makes me a suspect for being a drug runner, even though I have to take random drug tests, even though I told him and he knows that I've had a concealed weapons permit for over 22 years, which I would never do anything to compromise because that's very important to me. None of this matters. The Fourth Amendment does not matter to Trooper Testerman. I presume he had to take an oath of office to protect and uphold the Constitution, to have his job. So he is essentially an enemy of the Constitution himself, and of course he's not going to take care of himself. So I need to, in the process of filing a complaint, working on getting the dash cam video and a copy of the report. I'm going to put this video, of course, on YouTube, even though I'm just kind of like, off the cuff here with my speech. I don't have anything prepared for it, but I'm of course, making all the contacts that you would expect someone to contact when they were basically the equivalent of being raped, violated, having their freedoms taken away by someone who they actually pay the salary of and entrust to protect those freedoms. So this is a really ugly situation, and we're gonna do the best we can with it. But the way our legal system is nowadays and the way the police departments are, I'm pro-law enforcement. Like I said, I was an MP in the reserves, and one of the reasons why I talked to him so much is because I'm like, hey, it's cool, I get along with you guys, let's talk. And that basically meant I was profiled for having something to hide. So this is really bad, and these tyrants need to be exposed. So thank you for watching.